We hope you brought the aloe and sunscreen.
Bullshit.
Because these takes are scorching hot. Now, get ready for some raw,
You want it raw?
gritty, and unfiltered takes from the old man, Don himself.
She can't say the truth because it does makes her look like an idiot. Because that's what she is.
These are Pop's Takes, right here on BB Nation Radio.
Bullshit.
So yes, and welcome once again to another edition of Pop Stakes right here on Backwoods Veterans Media. As always, I am J-Dub, and joined next to me is the old man, Don himself. Pops, how you doing?
I'm confused.
Okay.
I am totally confused. You remember when the elections were with everything, some of the comments I made about the capabilities or the abilities of the two people that were elected
Okay.
in handling situations on world level and then actually even on the United States level.
Okay.
And it is this last week has been a perfect example of what I said. Sorry to say it, folks, but I was absolutely right.
Wow, that's the first time I think I've ever heard you apologize for being right.
I got to tell you, I really feel bad for our country. When another country tells your vice president of America, the United States, tells her to go home, mind her own business, they don't want our aid, they want free trade, they don't like being talked down to like they're some poor relation or something. The way she talks.
Oh, that's right. You're referring to Vice President Harris's visit with the Guatemalan president.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And that was a complete disaster. And then when he asked her if she was going to go to the border to see what was actually going on there, he said she'd never been there.
Well, she's even said
And
she's
she
never
said
been there.
she'd never been there, but she'd never been to Europe either. So
Oh, my
that's the
goodness.
intelligence we have as a vice president.
Well, I
And
don't
then-
think it's lack of intelligence. I
Well-
think it's just lacking common sense.
Well, it's lack of knowledge too and experience.
Yeah, potentially.
And I said, when she got the office, I said that we're in real dire straits because of the condition that our president is in, physically and mentally for his health.
Right.
And he's seen internationally now, after the last week, he's shown the world how weak he is.
Oh, yeah, especially with his visit with the Queen of England.
Oh,
Whoa, that was interesting.
then the British guy, the Prime Minister of Britain, was trying to introduce him. He was supposed to make a speech there or some part of the G7 or whatever.
Right.
And he couldn't figure out, he couldn't remember what he was supposed to say or couldn't answer the question.
Right.
So he decided to tell him that, well, you need to introduce the South American representative. The British guy told him 2 or 3 times that he already had been introduced.
Right.
And I tried to get him to answer the question. He couldn't answer it.
Well, of course.
Then one of the situations he actually said, well, I can't answer any questions because they told me not to. I'd get in trouble if I did.
Here's my question. Who is they?
I have
Last I
no,
checked, he was the president of the United States. Or he's the president of the United States.
That is what
Who does he answer to?
That is what we elected him for. But he's answering to somebody.
Aside from the people?
Yes. Now I don't know if it's his wife or what, but it's somebody. And because everything he does, if he doesn't do it just exactly the way he's scripted to do it, he says he's going to get in trouble.
Right.
Well, I want to know who's running him, who's the person out there or group of people that's telling him what to do?
That's a good question.
Because
My
they better come out in the open and let us know.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, if you want my honest opinion, or if you want something that's confirmed, those are two completely different things. Confirmed, well, he's running the show, quote unquote. In regards to who I believe is, that may be somebody else. Initials kind of running with CCP, but or somebody, but that's just my conspiracy theorist mind going out in the left field, just throwing it out there.
Well, I'll tell you, it's something going on. And in fact, I was just listening to the Hannity show,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a young lady on there. Huckabee was there, and then this young lady, she was a North Korean defector.
Okay.
She defected to the United States, and when she went to go to Columbia College, the indoctrination speeches that they gave her to Columbia College
Mm-hmm.
was the same indoctrinations that they were trying to give her in Russia or in Korea.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of the same tactics. Was
Same tactics.
Racing history. Doing,
Right.
The only thing that we haven't really seen them do much of is whole book burning and everything else yet. So, but with the way things are going, I wouldn't put it too far past them to have that happen here very soon.
Well, there's so much going on now. I can't hardly keep track of it, keep up with it. Just, you got, let's face it, you got more violence. Was it in Portland? They said there's over 600%.
Something
I
like
believe
that,
that's
yeah.
what they said, something like that. Over 600% increase over last year in the number of homicides.
Right.
That's terrible.
I am not disagreeing with you on that one bit.
It's no wonder everybody's trying to get permits to have weapons and all that to protect themselves. But it'd be a lot better if the politicians that just let our police force do their job and enforce the laws that are on the books. But they won't let them. So was it some place down in Atlantic City, in Georgia down there.
Mm-hmm.
One of the
Atlantic City's in Jersey, so that's quite a jump from Georgia.
I meant one of the communities up there in Atlantic City.
Okay.
They were showing today these two police officers sitting in a van.
Okay.
And people walking down the sidewalk beside the van and being shot at by people in vehicles, drive-by shootings. And they didn't go out and chase the cars. They just let them go. And they said the mayor told them they were not allowed to do any chasing with vehicles because they might have an accident or cause an accident.
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, now, speaking of good questions, Mr. John Porter, who's tuning in, asked the question, Pops, why was Joe, it says J-O-W, I'm assuming he's talking about POTUS, why was he 2.5 hours late to the NATO summit? That's a good question. I didn't know he was late.
I had heard
but
something
knowing him,
about it,
probably
I never did hear why.
Probably his handlers freaking
Probably
lost track of him.
Well, probably hadn't got done with his nap yet.
I mean, he is Sleepy Joe. And I like this one.
Had to finish
Joe Biden was Rain Man and Forrest Gump's dad.
He had to finish his
Definitely the dad, yeah.
Yeah, he was busy finishing his sippy cup, as Hannity said.
Oh, my gosh almighty. And then, by the way, have you ever thought of getting into politics, Pops?
Yeah.
You have?
In the past, but...
Because apparently there's a motion out there.
Oh.
Sorry about missing it. She says, I say make Pops president.
I don't know about well, I can have that's a lot of energy. I don't know if I have that kind of energy, but I'm sure. I don't think I could do any worse than what we've got right
That's
now.
what you got proxies for, you know. That's what your VP is for.
Yeah.
You give them the task and send them out.
It'd have to be a good one.
Just saying, it's not like there's
Yeah.
lack thereof out there.
The last one was a pretty good one. Especially compared to this one and the one before that, the one before the last one.
Mm-hmm.
He's so much better than the one before and the one after that he would have made a great president.
Oh, talking about with Mike Pence?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he would have been. I think he would have done really well. I'm actually, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see him potentially try to make a run. I don't know how well it's going to go after everything's after the way the last administration went out the door.
I'm not sure that he would do it. He would try for 24, but I wouldn't be surprised in 28.
Right. Well, we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we've got to do something. Has to happen, and the people themselves, we got to wake up. And I think they are slowly but surely they're starting to wake up to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we went through this in history. It's what they were going through in Europe when they decided to go out and explore and found the Americans.
Yeah.
And built their country and the colonials and all that. And what happened and how they got their freedom. And freedom's been a big thing. And when they start taking it away from the people that had it,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to find out that people are going to wake up to it and be very angry and they'll do something about it.
Yeah, just a touch. Just a touch. So, anyhow, guys, before we move on to our next subject or topic of conversation, I want to remind you guys, head over to backwoodsvets.com. Head over there, check out everything we have to offer. Get caught up on all your favorite shows, and be sure to have that raffle we have going on, helping benefit our friends from the Fallen Outdoors. We'll be doing a drawing for that Vortex Optics Impact 850 rangefinder. It's a $200 value. We'll be doing a drawing for that on Sunday, June 27th, live on BB Nation Radio. So be sure to head over. Tickets for $10 exclusively at backwoodsvets.com.
You got a lot of tickets left?
Oh, yeah, we still have plenty of tickets left. Still got plenty of them to sell off. So, but yeah, I mean, it's.
Wooded Outdoors could sure use this.
You mean the Fallen Outdoors?
Fallen Outdoors.
Yes.
I'll get it straight.
You're getting organizations mixed up.
Right.
You know, what is it, the Fallen Warrior Project versus Wounded Outdoors?
Yeah.
So
Same thing. Yeah, they're a group of people that really can use your help by getting their ticket on this thing. Not only got a chance to win something very good, but
and useful
to help others. So.
And the cool thing about it with those guys is they actually get vets re-engaged in the outdoors. They actually take them out on trips, whether it's fishing, hunting, hiking, camping. You know, I mean, they do all sorts of good things for helping out our nation's warfighters.
Getting them out in the outdoors.
So, absolutely. So, help us, help them. Seriously, go help them out. And again, that's over at our website, backwoodsvets.com. So, anyhow, moving things right on along, you actually brought something to my attention here a little bit before we went on air. And I tell you what, I didn't believe you at first. I honestly didn't believe it at first. I was like, you gotta be kidding me on this. And I told you I was going to look it up.
Did you find it?
And I actually, this is funny. So I'm going to very briefly read the headline for you. And this is brought to you by the Chicken Noodle News, aka CNN. Many North American birds bear names with racist roots. That's right. That's beginning to change. Yeah.
You got to change the names of the birds.
Like, as an example, they talk here about as a prime example, the Hammond's flycatcher, named for William Alexander Hammond, a former U.S. Surgeon General, said Jordan Rudder, co-founder of the initiative. Apparently, there's an initiative to have a lot of these names changed. And apparently, according to this individual, Hammond attempted to collect brains of killed indigenous people for study, and also wrote that black people were little elevated in mental elevated in mental or physical faculties above monkey of an organ grinder, as noted on the initiative's website, which I am actually going to bring up so I can tell you exactly. Yeah, Bird Names for Birds is the name of this. Name of this quote unquote initiative.
Yeah,
And
excuse me
this
for
is
just a second.
ridiculous.
Let me get some. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Aren't these birds, the birds' names, aren't they international bird names?
Well, they are
How can
registered in a
one
registry.
Okay. How can one country name a bird that the whole world is using? The name, okay?
Okay,
I mean, you got a bluebird, okay?
go on.
So how can these people change the name of the bluebird to graybird or whatever, and for the world? Because the world, they're not controlling the world, they're controlling what's done here.
Right.
So how can that? I just don't get it.
I don't know. I really don't.
I don't know who
but
they
I
think
tell you
they
what,
are.
though, this just blew my mind. And let's see. Oh yeah, they talk about how a lot of these bird names are harmful English bird names, according to a statement by the same organization. And yeah, it's amazing. It really is. I mean, it just blows me away. So I will actually share a link to this story here in. Give me a second here. I'm actually going to share this in the comments here on the feed, and I will let you guys go over, check it out, and make your own educated. Let you form your own educated opinions on this whole changing bird names movement, because I swear to God, this is the most redundant thing. It's bad enough. Excuse me, that cancel culture is going after a lot of individuals and our history, and things like that.
Well, it just shows you how stupid.
It's asinine. Cancel culture has become
ridiculous.
Well beyond ridiculous. Well beyond ridiculous. And now we're moving on to birds. What's next? Pets?
Well,
dogs, cats.
They already don't want you to have pets. They already told you that.
Oh, that's PETA that said they don't want you to have pets because it's cruel and inhumane. But, we all know how actually intelligent the PETA is. The only PETA membership I have is people eating tasty animals.
That dog of mine, she's mean to me. Picking on me all the time.
I think you got a pair of them out there that that won't leave you alone. Maybe they're the ones that are, administering the cruel and unusual punishment, especially when one likes to pin you down in your chair.
Yeah.
And fall asleep on your lap.
What do you get? You got one trying to fall asleep on your lap, and the other one's sitting on top of your feet so you can't move.
Exactly. I mean, it's just, it's so awful. It's horrible, I'll tell you. Just awful. Shame on the mess.
Well, I got three folks that don't know out there. These aren't little dogs.
They're not big dogs either.
One is a German Short-haired pointer, and the other one, that's the one that likes to crawl up on my lap every chance she gets. And the other one is a red heeler and
Walker Hound.
So they're big dogs,
Well, they're medium-sized dogs.
Oh yeah, they're not like a Saint Bernard or anything like that.
No, God, no. It's like one of our followers who just hopped on here not too long ago. As far as following our Facebook page, he's a friend of the Dapper Sapper, and he had his dog. Well, he's not. I don't think they're tuning in right now. Be cool if they were, but anyhow. We're up there on Memorial Day weekend, and he had this jet black bringing in a little bit of white on his chest, bull mastiff, and that's a big dog. You want a big dog? That's a big dog. I mean, when his head is about the size of a basketball, or I mean, it's like, or a Hermiston-sized watermelon, if that tells you anything. This is a big animal.
A mastiff is a huge animal.
Oh yeah. So, anyhow, what else you got for us, Pops?
Well, I'm so confused about what's been going on today that I just don't. I just want to emphasize again about how people have got to wake up, and we've got to take control of our governments and get things turned back around where it's for the people and not for the politicians.
You know what's funny is you say that statement right there, and I actually had a conversation with somebody here about that earlier today. And, as a lot of our fans and stuff know, that tune into our shows on the regular and stuff, Richie Redneck Pimp from Mo Entertainment was actually out here this last weekend. He flew in on Thursday, hung out with us all weekend and stuff. And, he flew out early this afternoon. I drove him up to the airport this morning, and we were actually talking about, he's just like, man, he goes, you guys really got it going on out here, outside the organization, just with the way that this, with the way the people are, with the way, with the scenery and everything else. You guys got it made out here, except for one thing, and that's your politicians. And he goes, and that's just like with everything else that's going on throughout the country, is that, people seem to forget. And I made a comment to him. I was like, yeah, well, apparently the supermajority down in Salem seems to forget, just like it does in a lot of other places throughout the country. The politicians need to remember that they work for us. We are the employer, not the other way around.
Exactly.
And he's just like, you're goddamn right it is. He's like, it's by the people for the, or what was it? Freaking for the people by, you know the quote.
All right.
I can't even think of it right now. It's just, oh my God.
It's by the people for the people.
Right. Yeah, I know. I'm having a oh Biden moment.
Well, we all have that sometimes.
Oh man.
But it's not all the time.
No, it's not. So
yeah, it's been a real interesting time while I was sitting in there and watching a couple of these shows on Fox News.
Of the people, for the people, by the people.
Exactly.
Light bulb hit.
You forgot that by the people, huh?
No, I forgot the of part.
Oh.
So, like I said, I had no Biden moment. My bad.
Hey.
That was better than a heels up Harris moment.
If you
Anyhow.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyhow, moving right along.
Yeah, I kind of blew up a little bit here, but I tell you, you got to stop and think now. If Biden doesn't make it because of his health, the next in line has her memory is better than Biden's, but her experience and all that, and her what she really wants is not America.
Oh no, we all know what Harris wants.
Well,
we all know what she really wants.
She wants
this is what got her there. Anyhow.
Well, yeah, she wants climate change that she's worried about. Guatemala basically told her to go home. Leave her climate alone.
Right. Well, it's funny because now she stood up before, she gave a press conference and she was just telling folks, don't come here. Don't come to the U.S. right now. It's like, oh, really? Okay.
She thinks that's going to help?
Apparently, in her mind, it does.
It don't help a dadgum bit.
No.
They're going to have to change a whole lot of things back to the way Trump had them before they even come close to getting started.
Oh, before they fudged up the works, the things that were finally starting to work?
Yeah, and it takes time to do that.
Yeah. Yes, it does. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out here in the near future. Oh, by the way, one other thing, because we're getting up against the clock. You've got to get ready to wrap things up here soon. By the way, I know you really don't care. This don't pertain to you, there, old timer. Especially with that wearing that hat today. It is June 14th today.
Yeah, it means a lot.
So
to
two
me.
things.
You know what today is?
One, first off, thank you to our military personnel that are actively serving, because it's a couple different holidays today. One is Flag Day. So if you have old, tattered, retired American flags, today is the day to actually take care of them properly.
Right.
Properly. Second thing is Armed Forces Day. This is a day that we think are actually still serving service members. Okay? Big difference between Memorial Day, Armed Forces Day, Veterans Day. People can't, they can't seem to decipher that. And John Porta, thank you for the last one.
Yes.
What is it, 244 today? Yeah, 244. No. Oh my God, I can't believe I totally forgot that. 247 today. Thank you.
You know what else today is?
No, 246. Yes, 246.
You know what else?
246 years old to the United States Army.
You know what else
Happy birthday.
is?
Wow.
You know what else today is? It's a very important day for me and my wife. 55 years today.
No kidding.
55 years today she's put up with me.
Wow. I didn't realize today was your guys' anniversary.
Yep.
Well, congrats, Pops.
So, yeah.
Shout out to Mom for putting up with you for so long.
Yep.
Because without her, we wouldn't be here.
No, it's...
I mean, you either, but,
she's a very special person, I got to tell you. Anybody that puts up with me for that. We were together, and then we were, just before we got married, we got separated for the 13 months of Vietnam.
Yeah, I was going to say that little, a little separation time called Vietnam.
Yeah. And then we come back and we got married
Fortunate son and
that first week.
What's that?
The first week after I got back, we got married.
By God. And you know what? Speaking of which, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Lucio, Mr. Richie King.
Hey, Rich.
Nice to see you chiming in, brother. Hope you enjoyed your stay out here once again. And
great meeting you, Rich.
Oh, I know, right? So it's funny because I talked to him on the phone. He called me shortly after he landed in Kansas City. He was just like, it was a little bumpy going over the Rockies, but after that, he's like, nope, I was good after that. So, but, that's how it usually goes. So.
He said he don't like heights.
No, he said he don't like planes. Planes are the devil. If he asks Richie, planes are the devil. That's all there is to it. He said the flight was the devil. Oh, man. Well, you know what, Richie? I guess that means the next time you come out here, you're driving. So, but you know what, though? The cool thing about it is that means you can bring your wife with you, and y'all can trade off. It's only a 2-day drive. Just saying. About 2.5 day drive.
You get a couple of days down the coast with them.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll take him down the coast the next time around. Versus heading over to the east, we'll go west. It's a little bit shorter.
It's only a couple hours drive.
Yeah, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, all depending where you go.
We have a friend that we're watching that property for him down there.
Carl waving, brother.
So
but yeah, faux show. So anyhow, parting comments, Bob?
You kind of got him when I said that stand up for what's right. Stand up and remember that this is America and everybody is created equal. That's my hope for today. All of us are created equal, and we're going to stay equal.
By God. Nailed it right on the head. So, all right, guys. Well, that does it for us here on this week's edition of the Pop Steaks. Do appreciate it. Again, head over, check out our website, catch up on all your favorite shows over there, and be sure to get your raffle tickets for that Vortex Optics Impact 850 rangefinder. Tickets are $10 a piece.
Coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yep, and the giveaway or the raffle will be drawn live on BB Nation Radio Sunday, June 27th, or there on Spreaker.com. with special guest Jesse Lane from the Fallen Outdoors will be joining us for that show. So please, please, please be sure to tune in for that one. So, and go buy your tickets. So anyhow, guys, that does it for us. We will catch you all later. And for those of you that comment along, thank you all. Take care, and we will catch you all later.
Thanks for joining us.